go live. That's going to load up. Let me hit record.
You know what? I'm back to Old Faithful, man. How about that?
Why risk it? I hear you.
Yeah, because the other thing literally just dropped the phone. Like, I guess I double tapped on it or something. So let me know
All
whenever
right,
you're ready.
cool. We're good to go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the High Level Journey to 10K, where we talk to agency entrepreneurs about the beginnings of their journey towards that first major milestone of $10,000 in monthly recurring revenue. Today, I'm joined by Alex Filimonov. I don't want to murder your
That's
last
close
name.
enough. Most people say Filimonov, but you're close enough.
Thanks for joining us, Alex. How's it going?
For sure, brother. It's actually going better than good. Something I learned from a motivational speaker about 10 years ago. Whenever somebody asks you, better than good.
Nice.
We're actually a little past 10K. I don't know if that's cheating or not.
No, definitely not. So let's talk about that. So Alex, you do marketing in the realty space, but let's back up a little bit. What made you decide to become a marketer? And when you started, did you start with realty or did you take time to figure out what you wanted to work on?
So I got into mortgages and stuff back in '07 when I was still in high school. So
Okay.
Before Dodd-Frank, you didn't need a license. So we were just a bunch of kids hanging out in an office boiler room type of environment, just with a sheet, just a list of names and a number 2 pencil. And we're just banging them out. Hey, your rate's 11. I can give you 6. We didn't know if we could do 6. But like I said, there was no Dodd-Frank. There was no truth in lending. There was no RESPA. There wasn't any of these laws that you have today. So we were just calling, wheeling, and dealing and stuff. And then after I collapsed the economy with all the shitty loans we sold over the phone.
Thanks for that, by the way.
No problem. Well, that created the next market, right, which was loan modifications. So we were calling those same people we sold the shitty loans to and saying, hey, for 3Gs, we'll renegotiate your contract with the bank, loan modifications.
Right.
Waterfall modifications, forensic audits, Big words for a bunch of fluff you create on a $10 computer software, right? And it just spits out a bunch of paperwork you submit to a bank and the bank freezes because they were collapsing back then, right? And I got that up to 25 people. I think I was 20, 21 or something. I had my own, now I have my own boiler room,
Okay.
I graduated, right? This is in Philly on Bustleton and Byberry. So if anybody's from Philly, they're listening, they know that's the Russian hotspot right there.
Okay.
You don't even need to speak English, basically. It's like Chinatown, but it's like Russia Town. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's
Gotcha.
Russia Town. Kebabs.
I've never been over to that area.
Yeah. Ain't you from Philly?
Yeah. Yeah, I grew up in the Northeast.
You live in the Northeast?
I grew up in the Northeast, and then I lived on Spring Garden.
Fox Chase, where
Doylestown.
Doylestown.
Yeah.
Man, that's not even Philly, bro. Come on.
Well, I lived on Spring Garden after I got out of school.
Oh, okay, yeah, Spring Garden. So this is like if you take 95 all the way down to Academy and stuff, get off at Academy, and then hit Bustleton, go all the way down. That's where Washington High School is.
Gotcha. All right.
You know what I'm saying? So like that whole area from from Strail, where Farrell Middle School is.
I've heard of that.
Right?
Okay.
So Fox Chase. Or Cotman. You know Cotman?
I know Cotman.
Bustleton and Cotman, all the way down to Bustleton and Byberry. The closer you get to Byberry, the less English you need to speak.
All right. Well, good to know. All right. So you're down there. You got a boiler room going on.
Yeah. So my boy had a credit card and stuff for like 10 G's. And I'm like, all right, bet. You want to spend this money, make this money, right? I got the plan, So we rented a huge space, like 5,000 square feet from a dentist. So we took the whole top floor and stuff. And then I'm like, what's the next thing we're going to do? We need desks, right? So stupid. We drove over to Walmart, bought a bunch of $100 desks, And then the
Right.
first like week, we just spent like drilling stuff together, putting it together. And then I'm like, all right, what else do we need? Week 2. This is week 2 now. Oh, we need phones. You know what I mean? So like, boom, we call Comcast. We order like a bunch of phones. So we were like $8,000 in. Then we started hiring, and then we like, so who the hell are we gonna call? You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of now, if I would have did it now, I would have spent all that money on leads,
Right.
like leads, and we would have did it out of my boy's basement. You know what I mean? It made a lot more money. But like, so basically, then I brought in some investors. There were some real estate agents and stuff. I'm like, boom, we'll give you properties. We'll generate like people that we can't help. You guys can buy out the foreclosures and stuff. So they gave me like 50 G's. So I took that 50 G's and spent that in like a month, maybe, on more bullshit, on more software and da 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 da, yeah, don't give a 22-year-old kid 50 G's.
So let's flash forward. When did you
Yeah.
get into the agency game and decide that you were going to do
Right
marketing
at
for
that point,
realtors?
right at that point. So like at that point, I was pretty good at generating leads with like voice broadcasting, Google, and
Mhm.
I think even MySpace. We ran some stuff back in 2012.
Okay, so yeah,
And
you're
yeah,
a veteran
been
at
around
this
a
point.
minute, right? Like, yeah, been around.
Yeah.
Um, Honestly, the only break I ever took from sales, I was in the Army, National Guard. So Fort Benning, and then I came back, and then weekend warrior and stuff like that. But right around that time, 2012, like attorneys found out about loan mods, and you couldn't charge money up front anymore. So that collapsed, right? Like we had to shut that down because it was like eat what you kill type of business. And at the same time, every Russian I knew had a mortgage branch. So they were like, yo, Sasha, which is my Russian name, can you do like marketing for us and stuff? Like, can you generate some leads and stuff? I'm like, sure, pay me money. And I've been doing that since 2012, right?
Okay.
Fast forward till when did my journey with GHL start? Maybe like a year ago or something, maybe a little, almost a year, right?
Okay.
I tried everything. In the beginning, like we were just generating leads and that's good enough, right? Then we had to zap over the leads. Then we had to zap like a notification to the lead to follow up and stuff. Then I think eventually I bought another product that was like $3,000 down and like $50 a month or something like that for every location. Boom, tried that. Clients didn't like it. Realized that they're not going to use the shit anyway. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Dumped that. Got on another platform. It was too simplistic. It didn't have anything. And then I forget where I heard about GHL, but it was almost like an underground secret. Like GHL, like there wasn't too many people talking about it at that point. It just
Yeah.
somewhere in some deep web comment, I just heard like, deep and dirty. I was like, somebody mentioned GHL. And they didn't even say go high level. I'm like, and I'm like asking, like, what are you talking about? Like, what does GHL stand for? And then after Googling and Googling, I finally found GHL, bought it, and quit because like the thing was so complicated, right? I
Right.
actually quit twice, right? I quit
Okay.
twice, and then on the third time, I'm like, I gotta make this thing work. Like, gotta make it work because it suited my business model because we left from like charging a $1,500 retainer plus ad spend and stuff like that. So I was like, man, I want to figure it out where I can turn this thing into a packaged deal, like a product. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And just churn them out real quick in a predictable, like 72-hour fashion.
Mhm.
We get an intake in, boom, 72 hours later, it's already running. So we lowered the cost. We became like the fastest producer and the cheapest price per unit, right? But I did that so I could eventually switch from going after loan officers and realtors directly to working with agencies, right? And then we
Mhm.
started working with agencies and we just started doing their fulfillment and stuff in the back. And then we got up to about 50 clients. We were charging $400 a client. So, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
About 20 G's. And it was up and down, right? And then actually Robin recommended send us for referral that referral ended up being like 50 locations. So
Nice.
big shout out to Robin. You know what I'm saying? Doubled our revenue with one referral. And what was cool about that is that one client broke our shit completely. Like he broke everything. You know what I mean? And I am so, if you're watching, I know you're part of this group. I am so grateful to you, bro. Like, thank you for breaking my system because like now we can take on 50 clients a week and nothing's gonna break. You know,
That's great.
I remember that was like a question people were dropping in some marketing stuff. They're like, if I gave you 5 clients right now, could you even handle it? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we could. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't customize, we don't do anything. We got our snapshots that perfected. Boom, they fill out an intake form, locations created, snapshots imported, another Zap creates another Slack channel. All the teams get notified and stuff. I can actually show you what the backhand looks like, but I talk too much, man. Go ahead.
So before you found High Level, were you doing a consistent monthly revenue or was it all over the place?
It was all over the place. I mean, because it was like I got maybe 20 loan officers on one system, and then I had the brain fart of switching to another system. We lost 80% of our people because they're like, man, we just learned this thing. Now you want us to learn this thing, right? Like, so again, but I love chaos, right? Like, I love when shit is breaking and it's like ridiculous.
Well, it's an opportunity to grow, right? Like you just said, you're super thankful because now you know where your holes in your boat were. Once you get them fixed, now you're even more confident, you know?
Yeah, and it's like, you know, move fast and break stuff. You know, I heard that in movies and then I lived it in real life. You know, it kind of
Well,
clicked for
so
me.
you found High Level and it sounds like you got stuff structured. You started growing really fast, and then with one client, you doubled your business.
Thank you, Robert. You're the best, man. And Sean's has been super helpful, and your video, I love watching your videos and stuff too. And
thanks.
Yeah, High Level changed our life, allowed me to like employ people and just run a smooth turnkey business.
Well, I love the fact that you did point out that it took you 3 tries to stick, right?
Yeah,
and so, you know, that's a challenge that that I personally work on every day, is trying to help that learning curve become easier. And I think that's good to hear for a lot of people coming in, right? Like
so
it
much
might be
easier now.
challenging or frustrating right off the bat, but you know, don't give up, work with the community. We're here to help. The community is there to help. But once you get over those hurdles, it will really change your business. And it sounds like it certainly did for you.
Total game changer, right? And the thing is, it's easier now, right? Like,
yeah, it is.
There's been so many updates. It runs so much smoother now. There's so many less frustrations. I mean, when I first started, I broke 2 monitors. Like, it was just a little frustrating. You know, you ever see that emoji where there's a chicken punching through the monitor? Like, that was me. You know what I'm saying? On the initial, on the initial tries. But now it's super smooth, and we're buying auxiliary services. Like there's guys in the group that are creating help docs, right?
Yeah, exactly.
A dude, I think his name Nathan or something like that from Australia. Big shout out to that dude. Because
oh, nice, you're on his system with the wrapper, basically.
Yeah, I don't know what the wrapper thing. Like it's the. I'm not a computer guy.
Lets people log in their account and whatnot.
No, like when we started with him, he didn't have that. It was it was like dedicated support. So if like something happened, we submit a ticket. He called it Arrows. He actually taught us how to like properly like submit a ticket and stuff like that. And every vendor I hire or work with, we learn something, right?
Yeah.
You know, because I don't have any formal education really. You know what I'm saying? I got a GED and a military diploma. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I feel like that's, you know, the High Level community is a university of itself.
Complete university, man. And
so Alex, let me ask you one more thing before we wrap up. So $10,000 monthly recurring revenue, I feel like is why we call the show that, is because it's usually the first major milestone that allows people to like step out of whatever they were doing for their day job and really focus on this full time. You're past that. What's your next, do you have a next milestone that you're gunning for?
Yeah, I want to be at 500 accounts, 500 loan officers or realtors that we're managing on a monthly basis, spread across our agency partners.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
so
where are you at
now
right
we're
now?
at 200.
Nice. And do you have a forecast of when you think you'll get there?
My birthday by September. Yeah.
Of
So
this year?
yeah, this year we'll hit
So
it.
you're gonna more than
On
double.
yeah, just on a projection that we're going out, because like if the Walking Dead apocalypse didn't happen 2 months ago, we would have probably like been double what we are now, you know. But it took such a big dip. But like what I've been doing this past 2 months is just building up my pipeline, you know, making sure that thing is like Cardone says, gushing, you know. So I just been connecting with smart people, smart agency partners, showing them my system, taking their suggestions, improving our offering and stuff like that. And now the past like 2 weeks has just been popping, like just boom, 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 projects coming in left and right.
Nice.
And we created a bunch of SOPs to make sure everybody's aware. This downtime was really a blessing for us because it just allowed us to slow down and just kind of cement all the processes and stuff.
Nice. All right, so last question. What advice would you have yourself back when you were doing under 10K to help you get there faster?
Man, focus on one thing, one client. Don't take suggestions as far as the product itself. Like we used to customize everything for everybody. Oh, I think in this state, this ad would be better or this and that. Remember why they're hiring you. They're hiring you because you're the expert, you're the marketer, right? So just kind of stick to your guns. They'll appreciate it later. As long as your guns are pointed in the right direction. If you got a bunch of cartoon guns that are like the barrel is spin this way, yeah, you're going to need some work. You know what I'm saying? But if your stuff's shooting right, you know, stick to your guns.
That's a good point. You're basically saying niche within your own product, right? Come up with something and stick with it.
Yeah, just stick with it. Productize it, because the only way to scale is with a product. Like when we niche down and productize it, it took the delivery time from like 10 days to like we can roll out a product within 5 hours if we really wanted to. Like start to finish and boom, and then it's a few hours a month maintenance and stuff like that. But wham bam, thank you, man.
Awesome. Alex, if people want to connect with you and chat, where should they go?
I'm all over, bro. You know, hashtag Black Label Family. I'll connect with you and stuff. Find me in the GHL group. Find me in Facebook. I'm around, you know.
What's your website? We've got someone in the chat asking what your website is.
It's fullstackcrm.com. And if somebody wants to partner, they go to fullstackcrm.com/partner. Right? Not too creative there. But yeah, just keeping it simple, man.
Perfect. Thanks so much for coming on the show, Alex. And best of luck on your journey down to Florida next year.
Oh, man. You coming out?
I'll be there. Let me know.
You got it, brother. Talk to you later.
All right. Have a good one.
Peace.
We'll see everybody else in the next episode.